we have the Gigantamax Snorlax Max Battle Day Lead Up Timed Research, which gives us a reward of 1500 max particles. And if you're able to start off that day with 1780 max particles, you'll be able to do 7 totally for free. Gigantamax Snorlax returns for an end of year max battle day for 3 hours on Sunday, December 14th from 2 PM to 5 PM. We will have the following event bonuses. The max particle collection limit will be increased to 1600. All power spots will host Gigantamax battles. Power spots will be refreshing more frequently. We'll also get 8 times the max particles from power spots, 2 additional special trades, and there'll also be an increase to the daily remote raid limit from 10 to 20. Starting from midnight on Sunday through to 5 PM the end of the event, we'll see 2 times max particles from exploring, as well as quarter adventure distance to receive those max particles. But you won't see these bonuses kick in until you've collected the first 300 from the previous day. Starting December 8th at 6 AM, there's going to be the timed research, which we'll take a look at today, which will give you an encounter with Dynamax Machop. And for the day, there's also going to be an event ticket, $5 US, I think that's $9 New Zealand, which will give you a max mushroom 25,000 XP in timed research. You'll also receive 2 times the XP from max battles, and the max particle collection limit will be increased to 5600. And that timed research is only going to be active between 2 and 5 PM on the max battle day. Now, as for the timed research itself, it's not too bad, very easy to do. All you have to do is win up to 5 max battles, which is a darn sight better than the timed research that we used to get. You know, the ones that required us to power up max moves that we'll probably never use. And you can get 5 shiny checks and hunt things you might actually want. No shiny on this Kabuto, instead of being forced to power up max moves that you don't want to do. In our rotation at the moment though, I'm seeing a whole lot of T2s and T3s, but they're not going to do me like that. I'll absolutely walk as far as I need to if it means I can save some max particles. I've just walked down to a Dynamax NK, and I kind of had to remind myself it's probably a good idea to show some restraint at the moment, and perhaps not do all of my battles today, or at least hold off on doing all of my battles on Wednesday, because starting on Thursday we have the Well Armed event, which sees the debut of Dynamax Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan with an increased shiny boost. Shiny check on this one. No, 502. And I can't remember if it's been specifically announced, but more than likely they're going to be like a T3 battle, so costing 400 max particles. And that also coincides with a global challenge to try and encourage the most competitive of us to do as many max battles as possible. So yeah, in order to max battles for that Thursday, I'll also want to try and go into Thursday starting off with like 1700 max particles. As well as, if I'm wanting to be frugal, managing my battles on Friday and doing absolutely nothing on Saturday, so that I could go into Snorlax Day with as much as possible. So I guess I'll take now to say, yes, Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan are going to be in this new event, and they're going to be shiny boosted for Dynamax battles, Dynamax encounters. Are they going to be useful as a Dynamax attacker? No. Will they at all be useful as a Dynamax tank? No again. Does the shiny look good? Yeah, it does. But it also looks good as a non-Dynamax as well. So if you needed a reason to skip out on those battles on Friday and Saturday, just taking a quick look at Pokemon Go Hub to see what they say are going to be the best counters for Gigantamax Snorlax. Looking under the defenders list, at the very top we have Crown Shield Zamazenta, which is, yes, absolutely going to be number 1. You need to be aware of a couple of moves, those 2 being Earthquake and Superpower, which are going to be dealing super effective. In the second slot, it's suggesting Gigantamax Lapras, which yes, can be a good counter, but Dynamax Blissey is going to be a lot better. The third slot confuses me. At least in Pokemon Go, Gigantamax Melmetal doesn't exist yet. Crown Sword Zacian, definitely another good pick for a good defender, and that should actually go over and above Gigantamax Lapras. Gigantamax Kuparaja doesn't exist. Gigantamax Rillaboom, there's definitely better. But actually one of the other better tanks that hasn't been suggested on this list is of course itself. If you have one powered up, Gigantamax Snorlax. And if you're going to be using it, you want to be using it with the fast move Lick. Now, personally, I think the first time that we had Gigantamax Snorlax, they were the easiest Gigantamax battles that we had so far. It was dealing almost no damage. And I'm pretty sure it was one of the first Gigantamax battles that our crew here in Tauranga was able to do with something like as little as maybe 7 players. Which at the time was like a really good achievement, given that at the time we were only allowed up to a maximum of 40 players per Gigantamax battle, and we were still seeing full lobbies losing. But anyways, since that very first time, we've now got a whole new roster of Dynamax, Gigantamax attackers to be able to take it on with. The absolute best of which, and it's not even close, is going to be Gigantamax Machamp. Following Gigantamax Machamp on the list of attackers, we have Dynamax Urshifu in either the single strike or the rapid strike form. I'm picking its highly unlikely that you have an Urshifu powered up, and if you don't, I probably wouldn't bother, because at some point or another its Gigantamax form is going to come out, which will in turn do a bit better. As a Dynamax Pokemon itself, there are going to be better Pokemon that'll cover the same typings. And failing that, if you don't have any of those three, upon completing your first max battle for the lead up timed research, we should be getting ourselves an encounter with Dynamax Machop, which of course can be shiny. For me it isn't, and I can't remember what the hundo is, but I'm pretty sure this isn't it. No, it's not far off though. After all is said and done, I'm just going to say it. There certainly are better Pokemon to use in Gigantamax or Dynamax battles than Gigantamax Snorlax. If you have a Dynamax Blissey, you already have a better tank. But of course, you might be going after it because it's a favorite Pokemon, or you're just in it for the Stardust or the XP gains. For the majority of you, you're only planning to do as many of the free battles as you can. Again, as mentioned at the start of the video, if you are able to carry in from the Saturday 1,780 max particles or more, following a very particular order of actions will enable you to be able to do 7 of these Gigantamax battles completely for free. Now, before I list out these actions, it's important to note that one of the actions requires you to collect max particles from a power spot, which during the 3 hours you'll get 8 times for 800. And if you're not already aware, power spots can refresh and they move around. Every time you click on a power spot, they have a little timer or a clock on it to show you how long that it's going to be until that power spot refreshes. Collecting max particles for the very first time from a new or refreshed power spot will give you a bonus 20 max particles. And in order to get that 7th and final battle completely for free, that bonus 20 max particles is absolutely crucial. So you want to make sure that wherever you're going to be on Gigantamax Snorlax Day, you're not going to be collecting particles from a power spot that you've already collected particles from before. And now you know that, here's what you need to do. Number 1, you should have in the bag 1,780 max particles which you've carried over from the Saturday. At this point, and crucial also, you'll want to have walked your 2 kilometers from the day before as well, so that your 300 max particles is ready to collect. And number 2, you want to do your first Gigantamax battle, leaving you with 980 max particles. Number 3, you'll want to claim your 300 max particles for walking. And number 4, and very important, before you click into the next battle, you'll want to walk the 500 meters that you need to do to collect the next 600. By claiming the 300 and the 600, that'll put you up to 1880 max particles, which is over the storage limit, or the limit that you're allowed to hold at any given time. If you do a battle before you complete the first lot of 600, you're going to automatically collect 820 particles from that power spot, which will put you too close to the daily limit, so you won't be able to get out as much as possible. So step number 5, after claiming the first lot of 600, you want to do your second battle for the day. Action number 6, another 500 meter walk to collect the next lot of 600, which will put you back up to 1680 particles. And at this point, oh, forgot I was holding that, will leave you 100 particles left to claim from the increased daily limit of 1600. Action number 7, Gigantamax battle number 3, leaving you with 880 max particles. Action number 8 will be auto completed when you do action number 9, which is battle number 4. You'll collect 820 max particles from a new or refreshed power spot. Action number 10, you can do battle number 5. Action number 11, and especially good if you're not planning to do any max battles throughout the week anyway. At this point, you would have done all the battles you needed to complete the lead up timed research. You can then claim your 1500 max particles, which will then give you a total of 1600 max particles, enabling you to go ahead and complete battles 6 and 7. And after all that, you'll be left with nothing. So either way, I hope that helps. Snorlax for myself isn't the most useful mon, but I will say it looks quite nice as a Gigantamax shiny, and I actually count myself quite fortunate and lucky that I already have one from one of the previous events. So for whatever reason you're choosing to play or not to play, I hope you have a good Gigantamax Snorlax day. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel if you found this video at all helpful. Thank you all for watching, and we'll see you again in the next video. But that's alright.